happy Monday. So meals of the week is starting today, but they're going to be fall inspired meals of the week. I hope everyone has had a wonderful weekend. I am going to start doing, now that the season is about to change, officially change. We have seen some cool days and we've enjoyed those days. A friend of mine was just telling me, because we want to do a co-op day for our homeschool, we wanted to get together for this change in weather, but she was saying that Wednesday we're supposed to have like 90-degree weather again. I think it said 91. So that's not fall weather at all. But nights are definitely cooler and mornings are indeed cooler because you don't have that kind of weather in the summer. So tonight I think I'm gonna do, it's gonna be some fall inspired meal. I'm thinking about deep beef stew because I feel like that is like so comforting in a cozy meal. It's like a one pot dish. I'm gonna actually serve it with some jasmine white rice and make some cornbread. I think it would just be so good. Carrots and potatoes and tomatoes, and just put it all in one pot. So good. Tender beef with a warm creamy broth over some rice, or no rice if somebody, most of my people love rice, yeah, in this house. Anytime I make it, they love it, and they like it plain, like butter, salt and pepper. They don't have to have it all jazzed up. They don't even have to have gravy, and I'm a gravy girl. Like if I'm gonna have rice, I want it to have some gravy. But anyway, on to the next thing. So you'll see in this video like one dish that I really think to me is a fall dish, and it's not. My husband, I was even having a discussion with him and I'm like, do you feel like this is a fall inspired meal? He was like, no. Why? I don't know, I just feel like curry chicken is a fall inspired meal, and maybe because you're doing so many things with it. Like it's a spice that you don't have every day. The color is a golden orangish color. It is a very, very hot dish to me because it's got spice, and then you eat it hot, and then you serve it with some rice. You automatically put potatoes in it. I'm not actually doing potatoes in it. I'm gonna do roasted Brussels and sweet potatoes. So, and then for dessert, I'm gonna do a hot malted chocolate lava cakes with ice cream. So I think that to me is just a fall inspired meal. You can have curry chicken anytime, but we don't typically have it all the time. I tend to make it closer time when the weather changes, because I just feel like it's just so like warm and comforty that it just fits cooler weather. Like after you eat it, you just want to go out and sit on the porch, or just go out and just take a nice family walk or whatever, or just sit on the couch, or just do whatever you want to do. But another meal that I like, that I feel like is fall inspired, is breakfast for dinner. We typically don't eat a lot of breakfast for dinner, but when I do it up. Biscuits and gravy, bacon, eggs, hash browns, sausage, pancakes, homemade French toast, which I'm not doing homemade French toast on this video, but I have before. You can check that out on another video that I have for baked French toast. And also I did just regular French toast with homemade French bread. So yeah, so tonight, which is Monday, is going to be beef stew, and it's going to be delicious. So I'll show you guys how I make it, what I make it with, and then I'll show you the finished product. But I hope this inspires you in this change of season in your lives and weather, to put some different types of meals on your table. See y'all later. Hey guys, so it is dinner time. Schoolwork is done, lunch is done, house was straightened up, snack time is done, thank goodness. They'll be coming back in, I'm pretty sure, for another snack anyway. But before I go any further, we're gonna get this fall inspired meal on. We are making beef stew with rice and cornbread tonight for dinner. I think that is fitting for fall. So I'm gonna show you guys my ingredients that I have to go in my beef stew. Right here, I've got my whole carrots and potatoes, and a large yellow onion already diced up. I've got 3 pounds of stew beef meat that I just bought already from the store, and I just threw it in that bowl. I have 2 cans of beef broth, 1 can of diced tomatoes with I like to buy the flavor, the basil, garlic, and oregano. I have my 2 packs of beefy onion, and I actually am going to use both packs. When you're using this beefy onion, especially if you're using the 2 packs instead of 1, I'm making a large amount. So if you're not making this much beef stew, then of course by no means just use 1. But I'm using 2 and some Montreal seasoning, and I will not need salt. Ground black pepper, some granulated garlic, and granulated onion, and that is it. I'm gonna go ahead and saute my stew beef meat up and then get it in a pan and throw all the vegetables in there and put it in the oven on 425 degrees for 3 hours. thought Miracle was going to take over and make the recipe, but she decided not to. Okay, so I've got the stew beef, or beef stew in the oven. You saw me add all my spices to it. Once it has cooked, the last hour, I will put a slurry in it, which is just cornstarch and water, just to thicken it up. You can use flour if you don't have cornstarch, and so it can have a gravy consistency. Right now, I'm going to make this cornbread. My family is obsessed with my cheddar jalapeno cornbread. So this is just some store-bought cornbread mix. I've got 3 small jalapenos de-seeded because we don't want it spicy, from the garden. I've got 3 large eggs. I got some butter melting in my pan in the oven. This is a cup of evaporated milk. I doubled my recipe, of course, because I'm making a large pan for my family. This is a half a cup of cheddar cheese. You can use, if you really want it spicy, you can use pepper jack. And then I'm gonna do, one of you guys are so sweet, told me about using some sour cream. It just makes it taste so good. And that's about, I would say about 1/4 of a cup of sour cream. I'm gonna take out my pan with my melted butter. It's nice and hot and ready. That's a half a stick of butter. And I'm just gonna whisk this up really well. And I did try it with an extra egg and sour cream. into the Jiffy Mix, because that's what it is. It's Jiffy Mix. And it is amazing. But I've always used evaporated milk in my box cakes and also in my store-bought cornbread and regular cornbread as well. Because it just makes it. What's wrong, Mama? Okay. So that's combined very well. Come here, come here, come here. What is it? Can you take her? Go to Daddy. Okay, guys, sorry. Had to give her to her daddy. I'm gonna pour the cornbread in here, and this will bake for about 25 minutes on 425 degrees. Y'all, sorry about that little noise. He's blowing on her cheese. That's not someone passing gas. Okay, so I'm gonna put it in the oven, and I'll show you how it looks when we're done. So it is dinner time. I am about to put some yeast rolls that I had rising from this morning in the oven. I'm going to go ahead and bake those off, and I could just warm them up. And then we're going to get started on our recipe for today. Of course, you know, like I said, I'm doing meals of the week, fall-inspired meals of the week for a large family or for a small family or for a gathering or whatever, just to give you some fall-inspired meals ideas for this season that we are transitioning into. I already have my potatoes out. I'm not doing homemade potatoes because it has been a busy day. I just said, you know what, instead of me trying to peel and boil potatoes, I'm just going to pull out these buttery home style, and the way that I make them, they taste like they've been boiled and peeled. So delicious. So my oven has already preheated to 375. I'm going to go ahead and pop these in here. Okay, guys, so I have some chicken thighs and some chicken legs that I am going to roast off, because for the fall inspired meal I'm going to do some Applewood smoked chicken. So I have some apples right here that I'm going to slice up, and I'm going to actually slice them up and cook them separate, and then pour it over the chicken once the chicken is fully cooked. Sorry, can't even get my words out. Fully cooked. But in the meantime, I'm going to use this smoky Applewood seasoning, and along with some everything in bagel seasoning, some not cilantro. I need my herb of Provence. Took out the wrong one. Some smoked paprika and some Kinder's blend, and I'll use some garlic powder and onion powder, and a little bit of chicken broth, and roast this off for 1 hour. And then I'll show you guys how everything comes together. This is a very, very delicious recipe, but it's definitely like an apple butter. I did an apple butter chicken last year because I had purchased some fresh local apple butter, but I'm gonna do this recipe that I actually found on Pinterest, but I'm gonna do my own twist to it. So I'll show you once I cut up the apples what I do to prepare the apple sauce, and then pour it over top. We're gonna do some yeast rolls, which I'm about to take out right now because they are ready. Then I showed you I'm gonna do some field peas with snaps in my Instapot, and some buttery mashed potatoes with some brown gravy. Yeah. guys, so dinner is out. I also whipped up these pumpkin spice cookies and I just added a maple glaze on top and did some sprinkles. So that's our dessert. I've got our field peas with snaps. I got our yeast rolls warmed back up, our mashed potatoes, our gravy, and our apple chicken, and it smells so good. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow night. Okay guys, so what I'm going to start off with, I'll have the curry chicken recipe in the description box so you can see it and have it. But what I am going to make for the dessert is these chocolate monte cakes. They, I found them at Food Lion. I don't know what other stores carry them, but they look like this on the bag if you wanted to pair with ice cream. And they look like this if you wanted to have it like this. My oven just said it's ready for the cakes. I'm gonna make up the curry chicken. First, I'm gonna do the sauce because I'm gonna actually just bake this recipe. Usually I sear the chicken first, but it's already 5 o'clock and I just don't feel like doing that. So it will still taste delicious. So I'm gonna get these on first and then well actually I'm gonna get the chicken in first because these have to bake and they only take 14 minutes. So the chicken is gonna take about 45 minutes. So we'll get the chicken on and yeah. But I wanted to show you the ingredients that you will definitely need, and I'll have in the description box. But if you have never seen these items in the store, I'm just going to show you. Of course, whatever type chicken that you want. I'm using chicken breast, but you can use thighs, legs. I typically make it with both types of meat, dark or white. But I had taken out breast, so that's what I'm going to use, and it tastes really good with breast. It actually gives it a kind of different flavor. I just got the unsweetened coconut milk, so you want to make sure that you get the unsweetened coconut milk, not sweet. Otherwise, you're going to have sweet curry chicken. And then, of course, just this is the curry powder that I found at the store. Usually, I like the Asian curry powder because it's a bit more, it's sweet and spicy. So just to make that rendition, just use a little bit of paprika, smoked paprika, and if you don't have smoked paprika, use paprika and a little bit of chili powder. It'll give that smoky flavor. So yeah, so these are the major flavors, and then everything else will be in the description box below.
I'm thinking you were made for me. Isn't it my birthday yet? Cause I gotta say, you're looking like a gift for me. Wrapped up nice and neat, baby. Get in my way now, don't be shy. We'll be here dancing day and night. Get in my groove now, don't be shy. Cause I got this list of my favorite things. You could be the part where it all begins. You could be the first and the second and the third and the rest of it. You could be one of the things I love. Sunday morning breakfast with our bedroom door locked. I like everything that has a cherry on top. Get on my list of the things I love, love, love. You could be the one I trust. All the second chances, they are nothing for us. I like it all with the cherry on top. Be one of the things I love. We don't have to move so fast, baby, I will show you how you can catch my vibe. And right here we got so much time, looping in the blurry lights. Get in my way now, don't be shy. We'll be here dancing day and night. Get in my groove now, don't be shy. Cause I got this list of my favorite things. You could be the part where it all begins. You could be the first and the second and the third and the rest of it. You could be one of the things I love. Sunday morning breakfast with our bedroom door locked. I like everything that has a cherry on top. Get on my list of the things I love, love, love. You could be the one I trust. All the second chances, they are nothing for us. I like it all with the cherry on top. Be one of the things I love. The things I love, the things I love, the things I love, 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 love. The things I love, the things I love.
So it is Wednesday. We've made it to almost the weekend. Yes. Well, ending these meals of the week, fall inspired meals, I started off with 5 different meals that I'm giving you guys as fall inspiration to put on your table, large family or small family. Doesn't matter. So tonight is the final night. I hope that you guys enjoyed watching me make these meals for my family, and it inspired you to try something new for this change in the season. Yes, to get out of that I don't know what to make rut, and I'm sick of this. Yeah. Warm, cozy, comforting meals. So tonight for the last meal, drum roll, boom, Philly cheesesteak pasta. Yes. So comforting, so warm and delicious, cheesy and goodness. And I've got a side salad on the side, and then I have just paired these with some Cheddar Bay biscuits in the freezer section. You can of course prepare it with some fresh warm French bread. That would be better. Something good on your bread. But yeah, so I'm going to show you the ingredients that I'm using for this dish, and I'll show you the finished product. Thank you guys so much for watching and supporting my channel, and I'll see you guys in a brand new video next week. Bye. Okay, so right here, to make it fall inspired, excuse me, my raisins, I have some rainbow colored peppers. I did the orange and the red, and I did some fresh tomatoes, and I've got some, of course, some onions. I'm going to saute them up, and some garlic and some spices, and you can just use whatever spice that you want. Little Miss Miracle is my sous chef tonight. Hello, mommy. Say hello, everyone. I'm the sous chef. Yes. Okay, back to seriousness, cuteness. This is some steak that I cut up. This is some New York strip steak that I just cut up and I seasoned up. So you'll need, of course, a really nice cut of beef, I would think, because you want this meal to be, you can do it in the crock pot with a roast, or a tougher cut of meat if you want to, or the Instapot. You can do it, or do it like how I'm doing it, really fast, because it is almost 7 o'clock and I like to feed my family by 7:30. So I just diced up my New York strip steak and seasoned it with some garlic and parsley and salt seasoning, some onion powder and black pepper, and that's it. And I just put a little olive oil on it, and your favorite choice of pasta. I am an angel hair. My husband and the kids love fettuccine. You need some provolone cheese and some Swiss cheese, because it can't be Philly cheese without it. Now, if you're wondering what is going to be the creamy base sauce, right here, just some 4 cheese Alfredo sauce. You can make your homemade Alfredo sauce or a cheese sauce or bechamel sauce, whatever your thing is. I'm just doing it like this. Once all the flavors come in together and we add the cheese, you are not going to know that it's store-bought sauce. I'm telling you. So yeah, so I'm going to get this stuff cooked up, and I'll show you guys how everything comes out.